Hi everybody, Blast here. So first off, I hate turn-based combat. Give me something like a shooter or a fighting game. Gears of War, Fortnite, Dying Light, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, stuff like that. That's just my taste in gaming. However, I sometimes like delving into different flavors occasionally. Sometimes I play survival games like Minecraft, or most recently, turn-based games, weirdly enough, even though despite the sentence I started off with. So, my first turn-based game was Gears Tactics. I love the Gears of War franchise, even if it's a dead one, and I felt compelled to play every single installment. So, a few years ago, I had finished my playthrough of Gears Tactics and had actually enjoyed the turn-based combat. It was fun and brutal, but had dumb difficulty spikes every now and then, but the point is that I enjoyed my time with the game. My love for the Gears franchise led me to trying something new. Recently, several months ago now, a game called Baldur's Gate 3 blew up when it was released. I didn't know much about it, but I've heard that it had a lot of hype around it, and then I had a sex scene with the bear, and I was not interested. A lot of people, even a lot of the reviewers I watched, said it was a good game. I even heard it had a pretty decent character creator, so I was kind of interested until I seen gameplay. And I was like, oh, is it going to be like an action adventure, or it's a turn-based combat? And people were calling it Game of the Year? What? That was my initial reaction. And I immediately started hating it because of the popularity it got, and I found it annoying, simply because of, oh, it's Game of the Year, best game I've played in a while, yada yada yada. It's just, I found it annoying. So, one day while I was watching some garbage on YouTube, my uncle texted me, telling me if I heard about Baldur's Gate 3. I said that it was an overly sexual game with boring gameplay, and the demon chick was kinda hot. He said he'd buy it, and was asking if we could play since it was a multiplayer, and I agreed just to try it, see what everyone's talking about. I mean, I like Gears Tactics, how different could it be? Baldur's Gate 3 is an adventure game in every single sense of the word. The game is all about player choice. You can do whatever you want, any way you want, whenever you want. However, you should be prepared to deal with the consequences of your actions. That's what makes the game exciting and makes every single playthrough feel completely different. I haven't even finished the game yet. However, it's simply because there's so much to see and do. Creepy dungeons to raid, bosses to kill, and friends to make. So, once you begin the game, you can create your own character named Tav. Of course, you can change the name, or you can play as an origin character that has stakes in the story. Or, I mean, your character already has stakes in the story, but it's like the side characters. You get to play as the side characters and make them the main character. It's crazy. It's hard to explain, but that's sort of summed it up pretty good. But it's easier to show, or just simply play the game yourself. I already have 3 different playthroughs throughout different acts, and they all have different scenarios and scenes. Hell, I'll be playing with my uncle, and we'll see a character act differently from how they act in our separate playthroughs. It's crazy. Anyway, back to my synopsis, whatever. You can create your character and customize them in every way, including picking classes and or subclasses. And you should notice in the beginning cutscene that a funny squid guy called a mind flayer planted a worm into your eye. These mind flayers are an evil race that can travel through space and time and have godlike powers. So real quick, I'm not big on Dungeons and Dragons lore, but I'll explain what I've seen in the game already. So anyway, the mind flayer ship we're on in the beginning of the game gets attacked by the Githyanki, which is another race of green-looking elves, I guess. They're weirder than elves. And we get freed from our pod. We escape, make some friends, well, I did, save the ship, sort of, not really, and fall to our death, but not really, something saves us. And the whole plot of the game is trying to get the worm out of your head, but that in itself is a choice. You could straight up keep the worm and gain superpowers, or you could just spend the whole game thinking of it as sort of a condition and just try to get rid of it as best as you can. So throughout the story, you end up making a lot of friends and enemies as you go on whatever you want to do. And I love Karlach. She curses a lot, but she's wifey. Anyway, what did I like about the game? So, beautiful graphics, stunning environments, well-written, believable characters, interesting turn-based gameplay. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, and it's fluid, surprisingly. The roles are kind of, we'll get there when we get there, but the gameplay is surprisingly fun. The player choice is key. That's an instant positive. The game gives you options, but you're the one to push the story forward. So, what I didn't like, the game's overtly sexual. The side characters fall for you almost immediately, and it takes forever to level up. Maybe I'm just not used to it because I don't play D&D, but it took forever. It felt like a lifetime between levels 3 and 5. The luck-based combat can be stressful because I one of my playthroughs I play on Tactician, and it sucks when I miss all my rolls and the enemy is like right in front of me. But admittedly, it's kind of fun. I hate having to search for a lobby just so I can make a lobby to invite my uncle so we could play. And when I search for a lobby, you get stuck on the searching for lobby screen, and it's so lame. I think they fixed it though, because the last time I tried to play with my uncle, it went straight. It went smooth basically. The many bugs of the game can be annoying, but I'm sure a lot of them will be patched out eventually over time. And overall, I fully admit that I was wrong about Baldur's Gate 3, and I will sing praises to the game. It ain't perfect, and it won't change your life, but man, is it almost there. It's almost there. It is certainly a must play. I give Baldur's Gate 3 a 9 out of 10. Sometimes it's nice to get out of your comfort zone. I'm not saying to go skydiving or swim with sharks, but try something different in the things you enjoy, such as watching a different genre of movie or trying out a game your friend or family member's into. That's the reason why I ended up enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. You might just like something new. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like, and if you played Baldur's Gate 3, be sure to let me know your thoughts about the game in the comments below. Hell, let me know what your beginning character was, what class you chose, and what race you played, and what was their name. Tell me about your OCs, your original creations. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more from me. Also, if you want to support me on my Patreon, the link will be in the description below. Thank you so much for taking the time to hear me out and watch my review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone. Everyone, everybody, everyone. Yeah, whatever. Bye, guys.